Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. This little tip should help you significantly improve your presentation skills. Following on from the last couple of videos I've done on improving presentation skills, which by the way I'm not an expert on, it's something I'm working on myself and I'm just sharing with you. Coupled with that and the experience I've gathered over the last couple of years in creating videos and editing my own content, one of the most uncomfortable things for me has been editing my own content. It's quite difficult for me to hear the sound of my voice outside of my own head, and also to hear the strange idiosyncrasies, those peculiarities in my voice and the weird things that I do. And when you watch them back to yourself and it's you doing them, it's very uncomfortable initially. And one of the things that I noticed I did was I would use these filler words and noises. So if I couldn't think of what to say immediately, I would go, or I'd say, or I'd kind of do this weird gulping thing like this. And watching it back was really, really uncomfortable. So I would edit those things out. And in the video edit, it looks like jump skips. And sometimes you can do it seamlessly, so it just goes from one place to another and you don't actually notice the edit. But most of the time it looks like a jump skip. You'll see me here and then you'll suddenly see me over here and over there because I've had to edit it. But of course you can't do that in real life. So one of the things I've realized through editing my own content and also watching a lot of videos and reading a lot of books on this is there are two things that really good presenters do. Again, I'm not saying I'm one of them, I'm just sharing observations I've had, because I can observe really good presenters, but it doesn't mean I am one. Two very simple tips. The first one, recognize your filler words, and instead of using the filler words when you talk, just use silence. So what do I mean by that? Well, let me give you an example. I'll do the same sentence twice, one with filler words, one without. So here's the first one. So I went to pick up my son and I found him waiting for me, outside the school. So that's the first one. Here's the second one. So I went to pick up my son and I found him waiting for me outside the school. So the second one, I'm still stopping and thinking, but I'm keeping focus on the audience, and instead of letting that thought process reverberate into a strange sounding R or an R, which basically indicates that you really don't know what you're saying, you haven't practiced it, you don't know what you're talking about, it makes you look much more concise and precise. And the other thing, which I've really been trying to do throughout this whole video, is keep my hands and accentuate what I'm saying with my hands. A lot of people say that this zone within the top torso here is where you want to keep your hands, like they call it home base. So these two things, if you can stop saying the filler words and noises, instead replace them with silence, and use your hands here to gesture instead of having them down there or like here or fiddling around or scratching, things like this, because it really, without the audience knowing, those subconscious signals will go to their brain and tell them this person is not confident. Scratching the face means something. We don't necessarily consciously register it, but subconsciously we know that it's a nervous tick. Or if someone like this, where I'm playing with my beard, or I'm crossing my hands, or I'm got my hands on my hips. It's much better when you see people gesturing from the center, and you see it in presentations. Have a look at presentations of people that you consider to be strong presenters and watch what they do and try to emulate it. I'm sharing this with you because I found it exciting, and I'm sure there are those of you who are also struggling with their presentation skills as I am and will take benefit from this. I'd love to hear what you think. As always, I look forward to meeting you on the next video. Take care.